Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review Vampire Circus, the greatest blood show on earth. That's not part of the title, it's part of the tagline. And I found out about this movie. Well, I first heard about this movie a long time ago whenever I was, a long time ago. We used to have a subscription to the paper. And this is back in the good old days when they have like a movie page that might be 2 pages long. Say everything was playing. This is back when they had tons of drive-ins and stuff. And they have like the drive-in movie poster ads and stuff like that. And I found about Vampire Circus, there was like a triple feature. And it just had the titles. And it was all vampire. And then the third one was Vampire Circus. Rated, I know it said rated R. And it sounded interesting because I always liked this. I liked the circus. I said, well, that sounds like a good one to see. I was really young. I never saw it until tonight, and I couldn't find it anywhere to rent or anything like that. I just knew about by the title. I was always interested to see it, and then me and John watched on Amazon just now, and I found out later on it was a Hammer film.
Yeah,
that's the only information I knew about, except for the title, Vampire Circus. So you kind of have an idea about what it's about. But I mean, about this one. Not Count Dracula, but it was Count Midhouse. I almost said Millhouse. That's the Simpsons.
Everything's come up Millhouse.
Yeah, and he gets killed. And he says, he was kicking butt though. And they put a stake through him, and they said, "Your children will die, and this town is cursed, and to bring me back to life." And then, like 15 years later, this bizarre circus comes to town with all these bizarre characters, and it was like it looked real shady from the beginning, and you could tell by the title it's not they're vampires, most of them anyways, and gypsies and stuff, and well, there might have been some tramps and thieves in there too. Remember gypsy tramps and thieves? See, I'm so old.
And David Prowse, who's known as the body of Darth Vader in the original trilogy, plays a strongman of the circus.
Yeah, because it was weird. I mean, he played. like some people don't know. I think Star Wars was originally English production. I don't know if it's through, but he said with English. I mean, Peter Cushing was in the first one, and then I think it was filmed in England, wasn't it? Star Wars?
All over the place.
Okay.
But it's George Lucas. He's not. Yeah. He's not British.
I know. I mean, I couldn't remember. There was some of it was filmed in Pinewood Studios, I think.
Yeah, this movie was also shot at Pinewood.
Oh, yes.
That's a big studio, over in England. A lot of stuff is filmed there. But was it 20th Century Fox was original producers of Star Wars?
Of Star Wars, yeah. Because because no other people wanted to do Star Wars because he was going to all these movie companies saying, "Hey, I want to do this movie." And then no one was interested, and then they did it in a poker game. That's what I heard about in 20th Century Fox, and the guy lost, so he said, I'll make your movie. And then it became a giant. Just like Sylvester Stallone, I mentioned this in my Rocky franchise thing. No one wanted to do that or something, but he wanted to do it, play Rocky and all that stuff, and they didn't want to do that or risk it, and then they eventually released it and became a big hit.
Right. Back to our regularly scheduled.
Yeah. Like I get off on tangents and stuff. It's just so much I want to talk about, and some of these people are like, well, Gypsy Tramp and Thieves, what the hell is that? That's an old song from Cher, which is a great song.
Yeah.
And Half-Breed was too, but I don't know if that's considered racist now or not.
Yeah, well, and Hammer, like you were saying, you were wondering how long. It was founded in 1934 by a comedian.
Okay.
And using his stage name, so he called it Hammer Film Productions, but the stage name he had last name was Hammer, from the part of town he lived in. It was Hammersmith. But yeah, he's the one that started the company. So they did more than horror, but they became really known for horror, especially like in the 70s. But 50s, 60s, 70s, they did a lot of horror movies. But they did other comedies and drama, and then its just rating was there was oversaturation of the market, and they lost some of their American funding, so it went under.
Yeah, but I mean, with David Prowse, it was cool seeing him without makeup or under a costume, because he was also in the Hammer one, Frankenstein, the Monster from Hell. That's back when they did more unusual like Frankenstein created woman and stuff like that. And like I said, Peter Cushing was in the original Star Wars too, so some people didn't know that.
Yeah, and like we're talking about this is
Yeah.
kind of interesting because the vampire's a little bit different. Like the one was changing back and forth between the Black Panther.
Shape-shifting.
Yeah, which they usually just have them as bats, which they do in this too. But legends who would change into different animals as well.
I think there was owls too when they were flying was treating the owls too, or was that just bats too? It was kind
Bats.
of bats. I mean, when the guy was flying through the sky, that was bats or that was owls or.
I think it was just all bats.
Okay.
I didn't notice owls.
Well, maybe I looked at it differently or something. I don't know. But it's a very unusual, bizarre film. I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right.
Just really different and ambitious for Hammer.
And I like when he do a little bit different vampire stories, like Captain Kronos.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a different type of vampire. But yeah, instead of your usual, this had a lot of the usual vampire trope, but they had a little bit different flavor to it as well.
It was really cool. And they should have known that Circus was very bizarre. And these people, and they had the Burgermeister. And the first time I heard the Burgermeister, that Franklin Bass. Well, it was Santa Claus coming to town with the Burgermeister, bring out the toy, they burn the toys and stuff. That was that claymation one. The Burgermeister kind of looked like Captain Kangaroo, kind of. But it's really good. I mean, and like we're talking about, seeing David Prowse, and like just, I knew he played like he's like the big muscular guy. He played like that guy's bodyguard in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, because he's a bodybuilder back then.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty amazing. It was cool that Space Ghost Coast to Coast did an argument saying who was the real Darth Vader. I think Space Ghost said Darth Vader, and that I can't remember the one that's just like that one that's a praying man said no, it's David Prowse. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean it's. See, I'm going off tangents again. But Vampire Circus is very entertaining, very bizarre. But it seemed like there was a couple scenes missing, but I think that's just the way they shot it.
Well, no, I was reading like before we started filming that there was a lot of key scenes that weren't filmed because they went over schedule. So that might be why it was.
Look choppy like that?
Yeah, a little choppy.
Okay.
They never filmed some of the key scenes.
Oh,
and
I
it's
thought
like,
it was just
all of a sudden it was a change. It's like, wait, what's going on?
Oh, okay.
So it was a couple abrupt,
it was a
but
rush
yeah.
production.
Well, it wasn't. Well, they were just going over. Yeah, it was shot in 28 weeks, and it was already. So it wasn't like a few weeks over, so they didn't get to film everything.
Oh, okay. I wonder what was going on. Because it's a very ambitious film, and it's very bizarre. I mean, man, the way it's kind of bizarre. I really enjoyed it. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Another great movie on Amazon, but that's for the DVD. There's for my collection of stuff I bought off a friend of ours.
Yeah. But, I mean, like I said, it was really cool. I found out about the movie just from a title. Vampire Circus stood out so much in my memory as a kid. I just remembered all this time. Because I didn't know what it was. Ringling Brothers and Meets Dracula or something like that. But it's very
Monty
bizarre.
Python's Flying Vampire Circus?
Yeah. Or they had this character named Dora in there. Dora. And I said, she is an explorer. So stupid. My sense of humor. But I really liked it. That's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Vampire Circus, another Hammer production film. Now I have to find out Lust for the Vampire sometime. I don't know who's in that one. Yeah, so I guess that's about it for you, buddy.
Yep.
And that's about it for me for my review of Vampire Circus. So until next time, buddy. Take care, my legion.